In this lecture, we are going to create your first C# program using a text editor. This is going to be a two-part lecture series. In part one, we are going to create a folder and actually write the code for the program. In the part two, we will be compiling the code to an executable file that we can run. With C#, you need to compile the code before you can run it. You can't just write the code and run it. It has to be compiled. So it's going to be a two-part series. Part one, we create the code. In part two, we'll compile it. To begin, we are going to create a folder in our C drive. So I just go to my computer and navigate to my C drive. And this is my C drive. I'm going to right click and go new folder. I'll just call it Hello World. Notice I've left no space between the words, so that's the name of my folder. Next thing I need to do is open up my Notepad. So Notepad comes free with all Windows machines. So I go Start, and Notepad is usually located within the Accessories folder. So if I expand the Accessories, and you can see Notepad there. So I click to open Notepad, and this is my Notepad. So what I need to do is first of all save it. I'll do File, Save As, and I go to the location where I created the folder on my C drive, which is this. Where it's got Save As type, I will drop down and select All Files so that you can save the extension I want. And I'll call this Hello World .cs. .cs stands for C#, is the extension, file extension for C# applications. So it's the C# language. So I could click on Save. So we've now saved the file as a .cs. So now let's start writing our code. Don't worry if you don't understand any parts of the code. Just try and type along with me. You have to be precise. If not, the code will not work. So let's start. First thing we need to do is type in the word public in lowercase, followed by the space, and then the class, followed by the word Hello World. One word. Notice the capitalization of the H and the W. So the H and the W are capital. Tab to go to the next line. Put curly braces, left curly braces, and then a right curly brace. Place your mouse in between the curly braces to separate them, and then do a tab to separate them. Okay. Next thing we need to do is in between the curly braces, we need to type in the word public, followed by the word, the public should be lowercase, sorry. Public, followed by the word static, followed by the word void, followed by the word main. Notice the capitalization of the M in the main. All right, okay, tab down. Next, let's put another curly braces, left curly brace, right curly brace. Place your mouse in between the curly brace, press enter to separate them. So in between this second curly brace, we need to write another line of code, two lines of code. Type in system. System S has to be in uppercase. So do system dot console. The C has to be uppercase. Dot write. Notice the uppercase, the W is uppercase and the L is uppercase. And then open parentheses and closing parentheses. In between the parentheses, you put double quote, type in the word hello, followed by the word world, exclamation mark, and then double quotes, and put a semicolon at the end of that. Notice the semicolon, very important. We do the same thing again. We do system. I could have copied and pasted, but I just want to get you used to typing the code. Uppercase C console dot read line, open parentheses, closing parentheses, semicolon. All these are very important. The punctuations I've used are very important. The semicolon, don't forget the semicolon here, the semicolon there. Don't forget the capitalization of the word main here, capitalization of the S in the system, the C in the console. Very, very important. Just do file and do saves. So let's go back to our location, make sure our folder is saved, our file is saved. So our file is properly saved now, so we've not got the .cs extension. Before I wrap up, I just want to indent this code a little bit so it's easier to read. I just push that in again with the mouse, and here again I will indent this here. Notice where I have each curly braces is each opening and closing curly braces is a code block, represent where you have to write a code. So this bunch of code here, this line of code, I cannot place it here because it is designed to go in there. If I place it here, it will not work. So I just want to indent so we know where each block goes. All right, so the curly braces, I can move that one in a bit so we know it belongs to that one. I'll move that in again. So I know that this curly braces belong to this block and this curly braces belong to that. So I just go save. So that's it for this lecture. In part 2, we are going to be compiling the code we have just written. As it is, we can't run the code. So this console, this is a console. That means the app, once we've compiled it, will display this content hello world in the command prompt. So next lecture, we'll do the compiling of the code. Take care and bye for now.